Good afternoon. China reported its first quarter GDP reading this morning. The headline number, we call it, is up 5.3%. This means that the GDP, the gross domestic product for China, grew 5.3% compared to the first quarter of last year, 2023. In other words, we compare Chinese GDP in January, February, March of this year, 2024, and we compare it to January, February, March of 2023. This year's is 5.3% higher, so that's called the headline number. The next thing we look at is the previous quarter, which was 5.2%. So the fourth quarter of 2023 is October through December, and the GDP from that period is compared to the fourth quarter of the previous year, October, November, December 2022. And fourth quarter 2023 was up 5.2% over quarter four of the previous year. Now that we know those two things, 5.2% growth was registered in the last 3 months of 2023 and 5.3% growth in the first 3 months of 2024. So we can see that growth has been accelerating or moving faster. 5.3 is greater than 5.2. So when you're reading news stories about GDP growth numbers, those two numbers there are what always leads. And this was interesting, and lots of people are talking about it, and how China's factory sector is booming and causing lots of problems for manufacturers and exporters everywhere else. But we were surprised by something else, and it's reported in the internals. Now, gross domestic product is made up of several things: consumer spending, exports, government spending, and investment. We wanted to look at that, and it's at the very bottom of this report in the Wall Street Journal, and we're actually lucky because usually business news doesn't cover this part of it. And it says here on the last page, on the other hand, property investment fell 9.5% in the January-March period from a year earlier, widening from a 9.0% drop in the first 2 months of the year. And this is actually shocking, and it's another one of those things that is not supposed to happen. Property investment fell this quarter by 9.5%. Last quarter, it dropped 9.0%. So property investment, residential and commercial property investment, is falling and falling faster. And these numbers, over 9% falls, these are economic depression level readings. We mean that if the property investment falls this much, this fast, it means that the economy should be in a severe recession or even a depression.